Dropping a truck into a field is easy, right? But it doesn't look right. We want that truck to be behind some of the grass in that field. That's better. So welcome back to Create a Reality, my friend. I'm John, and today I've got another viewer request that I'm handling, and it's going to be some masking in the color page. Let's jump into Davinci Resolve, and I'll show you what we're working with. So here we have my timeline. If I double click on the truck picture, you see it's got transparency. If you want to know how I export transparent PNGs, check out the video up here and then come on back. We got some more learning to do. But that's set up. That's cool. We need the field, right? Well, I've got this file here, and if I double click on it, you'll see we're now in the source viewer, just like we were with that transparent PNG. But you'll notice I've got this weird gray bar. What is that, John? I know you're not asking. That's in and out points. If I click anywhere over here, right below the viewer, you'll see that we have this red playhead, and I recorded it off YouTube. So I came right after it, and we'll just go over so you can see it move. Press the I key on your keyboard, it sets an in point. And then press the O key after you've moved the playhead, and it sets an out point. And we can set our out point independent of the in point. So we're just going to set them right there. And that's how I clipped out just what I needed, which we're going to drag in from our media pool onto the timeline. And then I'm going to drag on my truck, and I'll click on it, and see that icon pops up. I can drag it, stretch it out. It's now the same length. And I'll leave a link below to the video that Scale Train Station, the viewer that requested this, sent me. He sent me the link, and I just used OBS to record it and save it on my hard drive. I'll leave that in the video description below. He didn't send me a truck PNG. You have to make that on your own if you're following at home, but it's not that hard. So now we have the truck in the field, right? Not so fast. Before we go any further, we want to make sure that the truck is in the right plane so that when we make a duplicate of the field to have a foreground, the truck, and the background, that everything lines up right. So to make sure that truck is in the right plane, we're going to select it, and then we're going to come up to Inspector. If you don't see it, click on Inspector, Video tab, Transform section, and we can put our mouse cursor over the Y value and drag up and down. So we could try to put it up here, but that's pretty far in the background. Down here is too close in the foreground. I think somewhere around -40 is going to give us exactly what we want. And if you really want to get precise, you can double click, backspace, type in -40, tab out. You probably didn't even see that 1 pixel, but I'm pixel peeping here, okay? Boop the like button. You're learning stuff. We haven't even masked anything yet. What am I talking about? But now our truck's in the right place. And now to make a duplicate of the field, we're going to hold Alt and click on the video clip. Make sure just it is selected, not the audio. And while holding Alt, drag up. Now we've made a duplicate and the truck has disappeared. This is not a magic trick, and it will come back shortly. Now we're going to go over into the color page. And the first thing we need to do is add an alpha output. So I'm going to right click in blank space, choose Add Alpha Output, and I'm going to connect the blue square output of our node to the alpha output. Ta-da! Then I'm going to press Z to fit, because that's zoom to fit. I mean, it's a handy little shortcut, right? Now, we need to mask something. So the first way we're going to do this is to use a gradient mask. And I know if anybody's been watching the channel a while, I've got tons of videos on Magic Mask. I tried it. Take a look at this. It still flickers quite a bit. That's the final best output I could get out of Magic Mask without spending a ton of time. Anyway, back to the gradient mask. We're in our power window section right here, and we want to add a gradient. So I'm going to click on gradient, and it's going to show up, except it's upside down. So I'm just going to hover over this arrow, and you see I've got a spinny arrow. We can spin it all the way around. Now the truck looks like it's buried in the grass. That's actually not half bad. But I'm going to bring it down, and now it's sort of in front, and then that looks pretty good right there, but maybe there's a bit too much. We have another adjustment we can make. Instead of spinning it around, I can click on it and drag it down. And it's going to spin a little bit, but it shortens the amount of the gradient. So if you see here, I've lengthened it rather, and you see that there's a lot of weird grass that's covering the truck. So we want to bring this and make it nice and short and try to keep it flat. And there, it looks like the truck is parked right there in the field, right? And hey, if that's all you need, job done. Or we could get a little bit trickier with this. If I click on this dot, I can move the whole gradient mask, and then I can rotate it slightly so that it's higher on the left side, lower on the right side. click on gradient again, spin it around, shorten it at the same time, and then bring that over here and kind of raise it up a little bit, right? Maybe angle it like that. And then I can click gradient again, flip it around, give it a slight angle, bring this down, and then move it over. There we go. Let's bring it over this way. We can flatten these. We can work on all of them all at the same time. Isn't that cool? So you just kind of click and drag them. And that sort of gives you kind of a waviness, right? Oh, wait. There's a better way to do this. But first, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's take a look at this full screen and play it back. Look at that. Doesn't that look pretty good, actually? It's got the grass waving in front of the truck. Neato bandito. That's enough of that. We don't need to watch the whole thing, right? So now I'm going to select all of these and Alt drag over, make a duplicate of everything so I don't have to redo my work. And then I'm going to come back into the color page. I'm going to right click on this node and click Reset Node Grade. Great. Nothing to it, right? Well, now using my center mouse wheel, I can scroll out to zoom out. And instead of a gradient this time, let's click Curve. So now we have a curve. And I'm going to start outside the frame. And I'm going to try to follow the line of this grass right here. And I know it's not going to stay the same forever, but it's close enough. And then I'm going to close it off and you see what happens. Now it's cut out everything but the wheels. Well, we're going to come click this icon and it's going to reverse it. It's going to invert it. Then I want to zoom in because I'm going to click while holding Control and it gives me these handles and I can drag them out to make curves. How cool is that? And so I'm just going to go ahead and make curves out of all of these points that we made in our curve mask. And if you need to move them around, feel free to. We're just adjusting everything. Now I'm going to press Z to zoom to fit, and we see that we've cut off everything above there. But if I zoom back in, you'll see it's a sharp cutoff, right? Well, that's where this transform and softness area comes in handy. We've got soft one and inside and outside. These are the two we're going to work with. We can just drag with our mouse cursor and you'll see the gradient get a little bit bigger on the inside. And then if I drag the outside one, it gets a little smoother on the outside. So this kind of lets you fine tune how much of a gradient you want. So Z, zoom to fit. And here we are. We've got this. Let's go back to the edit page and we'll go full screen and play this back. And heck, I think that looks even better. We've got a real tuft of stuff right in front of the rear wheel. Yeah, that grass is growing nicely, isn't it? That is really slick. So now we have really brought this truck into the field using those two techniques. How slick is that, right? Anyway, now you've got an introduction to the gradient and curve masks of Davinci Resolve. Pretty neat stuff, right? It's worth a like. Maybe it's worth a subscription. Maybe it's worth you dropping a comment and let me know something else you want to know about Davinci Resolve. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you learned something. Again, leave your comments below, and I hope you're having a great day. Until next time, I'll see you over here in this video. John out.